If anybody wants to get an NIL deal for like throat lozenges that helps the coach's voice, I'm all for it. I'll do it for free. I just need something to help my voice. Man, really proud of our guys. To go 2-0 in the league, off to a great start. It was good to get to be at home for those 2 weeks. But I think Stanford's much improved. Really good against the run, as you can see, other than the one long run. We didn't run the football very well today, but we got the one long run, and that helped. And so proud of our defense. I mean, again, played a really good first half other than the last 30 seconds, but to get a goal line stand again on the one, held them to a field goal another time. Obviously the pick late in the game, running all the way back. Like they're moving the ball on us, but we're bowing up when we need to. And that's really, at the end of the day, what makes a difference in college football is holding people to field goals, keeping them out of the end zone. People are going to move the football at our level. And I just think, I usually don't focus on this kind of stuff, but today we just won our 19th straight regular season game, and that's 10 straight to start ACC play. Like, it's just kind of hard to believe. We started in this league last year, and we won our first 10 games in the league. And so proud of our staff, our administration, everybody associated with our school, our fan base, and most importantly, the players last year and this year. I hope, we don't have time to sit around and dwell on it, but I hope our fan base and everybody who loves SMU will think about that for a minute. I'm sure that's never been done before. Like, there's no way a team's ever entered a conference and won their first 10 games in the regular season. It's just kind of hard to believe. And so it doesn't mean we've gotten anywhere near where we want to go, but I think it shows that we belong here. We belong at this level. We're excited about what we can do in the future. And it's just, when you really think about it, that's pretty crazy. So we're humbled and fortunate to do that. And now we get to go on the road and play kind of the standard of our league. So we're excited about that opportunity.
Coach, CJ had a big game, obviously some pretty incredible playmaking throughout the game. Are you expecting to utilize him more going forward, add some extra carries? Yeah,
I mean, we brought CJ here for what you saw today. CJ's explosive, he's fast. I mean, you even saw the run in week 1. He's still young. He's a redshirt freshman that hadn't played a ton of running back at the college level. And candidly, he probably needs 10 to 12 pounds, but that'll happen for next year. But so the in between the tackles over and over is probably going to be, he can do it, but just for 15, 20 carries. But I think he showed you today the explosion he can have. I mean, the touchdown run was inside zone. It wasn't like a toss on the outside. And then obviously when Kevin made that incredible play, he still had to go about another 30 or 40. He can give us, him and Derek McFall, you saw Derek too, they can give us some explosive elements to our offense, whereas TJ and the other guys are more kind of downhill at you. And obviously we got the tight ends and the receivers on the outside. So yeah, we need Chris and those guys to keep being explosive playmakers for us. So what he did today was huge for us in a game where we weren't going to line up and run the football for 4 quarters on them. They're one of the better run defenses out there. But he gave us the ability to be explosive. It only takes one to go 87. So
you talked about your defense bending but not breaking.
Yeah.
And given the fact that a week ago your guys stopped Syracuse on 3rd and 4th down twice, are you surprised that Stanford then took a field goal off the scoreboard today to try to extend that drive?
That's tough. Probably not, because it was 4th and 1. Like, if I'm frank, 10-3 is great. It's a 1-score game. It's early in the game. Like, but I get 4th and it was a true 1. It wasn't more than 1. And they ran it and got it right. I mean, you play to win. So I wouldn't have been shocked either way. But he's probably knowing I'm not going to win this game with field goals. So it makes sense to me. Wasn't a shot.
Got 6 sacks today with that defense. Do you feel like the defensive line is kind of shaping up? Like last year you had an incredible defensive line. You feel like this year's unit's kind of living up to that standard?
We're getting better. We're getting better. Early on we had 2 or 3 sacks early. I mean, I thought we affected the quarterback well at the beginning and at the end there. And we didn't have to blitz every time. We did blitz some, and we were mixing it up well. But we're getting better, which we thought we would. I mean, when you lose 9 starters, you're just breaking in a lot of new guys. And so it's been good to see Isaiah Smith and Cam Robertson start to become who they've always been here, and Jeffrey and Terry and those guys inside. I know I'm leaving some of those guys out that were making plays. And even when we weren't getting sacks, I thought we were affecting the quarterback. And so, yeah, that's obviously helping.
The defense, shutting them out in the 4th quarter. I know the interception was a huge play, obviously, but then to come back around and force a 3 and out and just kind of slam the door, that
Yeah.
That feeling of just winning the fourth quarter 10-0.
Yeah, we started the second half really well, right? We got a 3-and-out, I think, or we got a stop. They made that one first down. And then we went down and scored in 4 or 5 plays on offense. So right then we started to finish the second half better than we had. Offensively, we had a drive or two where we didn't execute very well, particularly on third down the whole game. And that's really why we weren't able to score more. But defense hung in there, to your point. We held them to a field goal, and then, I guess the defense got tired of waiting. They decided to pick it off and run back, and I'm good with that.
Did you call for the behind-the-back pass? If not, what went through your head when you saw him do it?
No, we knew he was going to do it. So, we had ran a version of that play McFall scored on last week where he flipped it. So we knew they would overplay and put everybody out there, which there was a bunch of people out there. So it was actually designed to be the 5th play of the game, but we didn't get to the 5th play of the game in the first drive. So we finally got back to that hash, and I knew Thursday when we put it in, Coach King and I were talking about it. We didn't say anything to Kevin. We just had a feeling we'd go out to walk through, and sure enough, we get out there and he's working with RJ, flipping it behind his back, And then they run, hey, can you do it? I'm like, if he can do it, I don't care. God's going to have fun, and he can do it. So to us, it was, he had probably done it 15 times, didn't miss it once. So I was like, yeah, sure, man, let it rip. Just don't miss.
Is that one of those things that you pick up from somewhere?
No. I'm sure Patrick Mahomes has done it at some point, but we didn't tell Kevin to do it, but we were pretty not shocked when he decided he wanted to do it. And look, we're going to have fun here. Like, winning's hard. We're going to enjoy it. Our kids are going to have fun. Man, if they can do it, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to let them do that stuff. They enjoy it. And like I said, he can pull it off. And RJ had a pretty good run with it. So
I think it was the first game of the season that KJ hasn't thrown an interception. How are you feeling about his decision-making in the passing game?
Yeah, I'm great, but I've really felt good all season. The one last week was his worst one, and probably his best all-around game of the year, but it was his worst pick. He's probably got 2 bad decision picks on the year. And like I said, I think the other day, they haven't snowballed. And I think he's playing at a high level. We could have thrown for 400 yards, but we were balanced. We were playing good team ball. Our defense was out there a lot because of the way they play on offense. They grind it out. Their drives are 5, 6, 7 minutes. We only ran 54 plays. And some of that's on us because we weren't very good on third down on offense. But, and look, we weren't running the ball well, and they were still keeping an umbrella. So, but I think you saw the first drive, second half. We could do that and need to do it more, but we have to stay balanced. We have to be able to run the football. Because in the next drive, we tried to on second, third down, and we missed it, and we go 3-and-out, and they're right back on the field. So, but, yeah, I think Kevin's been really good, and we're getting healthy around him. We're still banged up on the O-line. PJ didn't play today. He got cleared at the last minute as an emergency, so I expect him to be good this week. So it's good we were able to win and not playing. But skill positions, Jordan and Mello and the tight ends, and now you see the guys y'all asked about running back. I think we're getting healthy around him. That'll only help him continue to play with more confidence.
You mentioned balancing the offense. It seems like these last couple of weeks there's been a bigger emphasis on utilizing the perimeter of the field and getting the ball out quick. What's that like for you as a play caller when Kevin and the offense's ability to hit that 75-yard play, but also trying to balance that with just dumping it off quickly?
Yeah, it's a little bit how people play us. We're going in our 4th year, and Kevin's now played a lot. People, they know what Jordan and Romello can do, and even RJ if you play him man. So it's like people aren't playing a lot of man, and they're playing a lot of not only zone, but they're keeping, they're playing more of a light box, but blitzing it to add the number to the box, but keeping a high umbrella, either quarters, 2, 3, a lot on normal downs. And so they're trying to keep you from being explosive, and so to combat that, if that's how you're going to play us, then obviously we have to get the ball on the perimeter. So we're just trying to do what we've always tried to do and make a defense defend the whole field, vertically and horizontally. And it's really up to them how we do it. And, we're about to play some people that aren't going to be scared to come up and play press man and see what we can do too. So, but that's the last 2 weeks probably why you've seen it, because that's the way Stanford and Syracuse really chose to attack us. So that's kind of how we chose to attack them. But get your playmakers the ball more, it gets it in space, and then again it helps it when now you play action and guys are open because they have to honor the whole field.
Coach, you talked about KJ and his big plays. For you as a coach, having a guy that dynamic where at any point in time the play can go from like, whoa, what's going on, to like, oh, he did that. For you as a coach, how's that to have a dynamic guy of that nature?
It's incredible. When you call plays with the level of confidence you have in your quarterback. Everybody does. And they're not going to tell you that if they don't call it aggressive, but like, if you believe in your quarterback, you'll call anything. And if you don't, then you try to protect them or put them in good, you know what I mean? And we'll flip it behind the back and we'll do whatever because we trust and believe in our players. We believe in Kev. And, you know, what's so great about Kev, he loves the game. He believes in himself. He can make, I mean, sometimes he doesn't quit on any play, as we all know. But he also is like playing within the offense, and he's just like, whatever you call, I'm going to go execute it. Like he's never frustrated when things aren't going well. He just goes out and plays because he loves the game. He loves his school. He loves his city. He loves his teammates. And so, but to the part about his decision making, you call the game more aggressively when you believe in your quarterback. And I don't think anybody believes in their quarterback more than we believe in ours.
When you talk about how much you believe in him and how much he's played for you, how much he's produced for you, are you surprised that we're halfway through the season and, if I'm not mistaken, he hasn't thrown for 300 yards yet?
No. I mean, I think he's thrown for 280, 290, like
yeah,
3 or 4
250
times.
to 280 every week.
I guess 300 is like, is that like the equator for you or something? Is that a big mark?
I don't know, but that's a lot. That's a number that a lot of people highlight.
I know. I don't care. I know coming into the game, he was 71% completion. What was he today? 22 of 30?
73.
Thank you, Billy. My math was about to start rolling. You know, that goes back to what I was saying. He doesn't care. Whatever it takes to win. And trust me, we're going to play some people down the stretch that he'll have plenty of chances to throw for 300.
On that final 4th and 7, you send the offense out there to take that timeout, and then Sam drills the 48-yard kick. What went into that decision?
I was trying to run the clock out and go home. I'm hungry. So, but we ran the play on first down, and Chris, I mean, he ran out of bounds, so it stopped the clock, and then they started using their timeout. So the whole idea was, I was kind of in between, like, last week we didn't kick. If we'd only been up 2 scores, we probably wouldn't have kicked it, because a block kick could be ran back for a touchdown. That's why we didn't kick it a week ago. So we went out and just tried to draw them off sides. And if we could have drawn them off sides, get a free play, maybe go to 4th and 2, might have gone for it. But when not, I said, 3 scores, minute and a half. Scott felt good about it. They had moved the ball, but it takes them a long time. And we wanted to give Sam a chance to make a 48-yard field goal. So that was really what went into it. They didn't jump, called timeout, and said, you know what, let's let Sam go knock it through like we see him do all the time, and now everybody else got to see him do it.
I know the pass defense down the stretch of the 4th quarter has been an emphasis this year. I mean, Stanford got down to the goal line
Yeah.
and you had that pick. How would you assess how that unit did today?
We didn't have busts today. We were in position. The play design right before half. Now, we were in 2-man the play before, and they hit it down the middle of the field, and Ahmad almost picked it off. And when you're 2-man, really the best chance to do is to run down the middle and get it down before the safety. And I mean, it was bang, bang, credit their guy who made a play. We got to make that play. Like, we're covering them on top and below. We got to make that play. The touchdown play, the next play, was a really nice design. And then late in the game, they hit us with a double move, and Ahmad's there. Like, we weren't busting coverages today. We're in position more. They made some good plays. We got to start making those contested plays. And that's what it comes down to, right? Jordan on the go ball makes the contested play. Their guys were making the contested play. So I think 2 weeks in a row with the guys, Smoke wasn't able to go, but hopefully he'll be back this week. But 2 weeks in a row, our guys are getting more comfortable with Deuce and Kyron at nickel, and now we just got to finish those plays, more than we have been. But I believe our guys will keep working at it, and they will.
You David's had 6 sacks. You got the pick 6. I think you forced 3 fumbles. You had the 4th down stop. They're making all the big plays. You're shutting them down. Is the next step for your defense to become dominant, just consistently making the plays every time?
Yeah, I think, defensively, it would be getting off the field quicker so people can't keep the ball away. And then offensively, like today, we didn't play bad on offense. The first drive was bad. We had one bad drive there in the second quarter. But the reason, we're sitting at 34, really 27, and some of the stats are kind of, and we only have 54 plays, is we're 3-11 on 3rd down, and we weren't in as many 3rd and longs today. And early on, I'd say half of them good by them. It's just, we just got to be better. And if we're better on 3rd down, 2 things will happen. We'll extend the drives. We'll finish more drives. Because like the data will tell, if you get 1 or 2 3rd down conversions, you score. And that probably was true today for us. But we've got to be better on those downs because, if we're not scoring explosive in a few drives, in a few plays, like we did to start the half, then we're stalling out. We're putting our defense right back out there. And so we can help our defense go to the next level. It's good team ball. Defense can help the offense get us the ball back more. We can help them by staying on the field and finishing drives more, putting more separation, and not putting as much pressure on them. So we're getting closer. Our guys are pulling for each other, which I love. Picking each other up when one's not playing as well. And we just got to get to where now we're in sync and we're both playing good championship football together. And I think those are some areas we can do that. Get off the field quicker on defense and stay on the field on those third downs on offense.
The energy for your team to start, it seemed like, when they were running out, there was some rapping going on or whatever, singing behind you and things like that. For a stadium that wasn't maybe what it normally is, the guys creating their own energy a little bit.
I was proud of them for that. I was upset with our social team for saying we hadn't lost in black jerseys before we played. I was like, hey, man. But now how we say we're 5-0. So, no, they did a great job, the social team. Our guys did a good job being ready to play. We came in from warm-ups, and our staff's like they're ready to play, and they were right. You create your own energy. We're about to go on the road where we have a whole lot less fans for us than we did today, and they got about 87,000, I think. So I think that's just the maturity of the team. They're growing. They're starting to learn. And they also don't, when we're coming out of the tunnel, they're not hearing the same thing in the tunnel you are here in the stadium. So they're ready to go.
A lot has been made about penalties this year. It looked like you were fighting for Kyron on that call that he got there late. Just what does it say to the guys that, yeah, you're going to get on them when they're dumb penalties, but you're going to stand up for them? And then also how gratifying is it when next play is that pick six?
Ball don't lie. Yes, I want my players to know I'm going to fight for them. I don't want them to have any doubt. And so my deal on this is, I guess 2 or 3 years ago, we've never had a meeting in college football where we said celebrating's allowed. It's just like allowed, which fine. Like I grew up where you couldn't do anything, right? Flag. It's allowed now. It's been allowed for several years. You see it, offensive guys, they celebrate, and as long as they celebrate together, cool. Same thing on defense. Everybody does the whole box, thumbs down. I have no idea what it means, but I put you in a box, yay. So, if we're going to let them do it, we got to be consistent. There was no taunting going on. So, I understand that's what was called, and if that's what they think, then fine. But Kyron wasn't trying to taunt. He was trying to celebrate a play he made. And that's all. So, I'm going to stand up for him, because I know how hard he's worked to get to where he is, and I know what a great play he made on a great player, and that could have been a game-changing play now. It was 24-10, and all he's doing is playing with passion and for love of the game. So, look, I'm the first guy. If one of our guys taunts, I am all over our guys. We don't stand for it here. It's not who we are, and when they do it, we're not for it. I won't say one of our players didn't play the last 6 minutes of the game because it was starting to get chippy. I'm like, no, he's not going back in. But, man, if we're going to let them celebrate and for the love of the game and they do it the right way, then let's just be consistent. It's my hope. And that's the only reason I was fighting for them. But everyone has an own point of view.